Take away at, take away at, take away, take away, take away at. So how many fingers have you got left? You should have 3. Did you get it right? Now let's start with 3 this time. Are you ready? Take away at, take away at, take away, take away.
Today we will study chapter polynomials of grade 9 and we are in the series to cover up today exercise 2.4. Here question number 1 we have determine which of the following polynomials has x plus 1 is a factor. Here we have written px plus 1 is a factor. So we can easily find from here that if this is equal to 0 then the x value is equal to minus 1. And we have studied in the factor theorem that we will find out the value of given polynomial at x is equal to minus 1, and if the remainder is 0 then we can certainly say that it is a factor. So what we have to do, this is the first part of the question. Function of x is equal to x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. We will find out the value p minus 1. Minus 1 will be replaced with the x. Finally, we have got that remainder is 0. That's why we can say that hence x plus 1 is factor of given polynomial fx. In this same series, we will go for the. Now we have part 4 in which function of x is given as x cube minus x square minus 2 plus 2 root 2 plus root 2x plus root 2, and we have to find the value of the given polynomial at x is equal to minus 1. So we can write only we have to substitute the value of x, nothing more than that. Minus 1, again this is minus 1, this is plus 2 and minus 1, minus 2 minus root 2 and this is plus root 2. So this part is cancelled and this is minus 4, which is not equal to 0. So we can say that given polynomial px is not a factor of fx. Number 2, the question is use the factor theorem to determine whether gx is the factor of px in each of the following cases. And we have part 1 here where px is written as 2x cube plus x square minus 2x minus 1 and gx is equal to x plus 1. Then we have learned in the remainder factor theorem that we have to find, step 1 says that value of x. From here when you will equalize it with 0, you will get the x is equal to minus 1, and after that we will substitute the value of x in the given polynomial, and if the remainder is 0 then that is known as the one of the factor of the given polynomial, and that is the factor theorem. So we are replacing the value of x with minus 1. 2 minus 1 whole cube plus minus 1 whole square minus 2 into minus 1 minus 1. Now this is nothing but minus 2 plus 1, again it is minus 2, minus minus plus 2 and minus 1. This is cancelled with this part and this is cancelled with this part. So hence the remainder is 0. So we can certainly say that gx is a factor of px. All other parts are similar to the same. So we will skip that part and switch on to the question number 3. Find the value of k if x minus 1 is a factor of px in each of the following cases. Here we have gx as x minus 1. We can find the value of x1 Now part 1 says px is equal to x square plus x plus k, and we have already studied about the factor theorem that if the remainder is 0, then that polynomial is known as one of the factor of the given polynomial. So only we have to use that factor theorem only, and we will equalize with the 0 because we know that in that case the remainder is 0. P1 1 square plus 1 plus k, and that's value is equal to 0. Similarly, we can say that 2 plus k is equal to 0, hence k is equal to minus 2 in the part 1. Now if we go for part 2, the question is in the roots, that's why I am solving. 2x square plus kx plus root 2. Now my dear, the value of x is same, so we will substitute p1 2 1 whole square plus k into 1 plus root 2, 2 plus k plus root 2, and this is equal to 0. Hence k is equal to, it is all together when it will go on the left hand side, minus 2 plus root 2, because both will become negative, and if we take negative as a common, it will give this result. Now part 3 is also in roots, that's why I am solving. Px is equal to kx square minus root 2x plus 1. Now my dear, one funda should be clear that k is wherever it may be. It was in the b term, it was in the c term, here it is a term, but the steps and the concept is always same. So we have to use the same part. P1 k 1 whole square minus root 2 into 1 plus 1, k minus root 2 plus 1, and this is equal to 0, hence k is equal to root 2 minus 1. And part 4 is simple, so you can do that. Question number 4 says factorize, and there is no specific method to given to us, and we know how to factorize it by splitting the middle term. And there is one more theorem right now we have learned, that is a factor theorem. Both the theorems are applicable here, so I will solve one part, that is your first part, by both the methods. I am writing by splitting the middle term. This can be written as 12x square minus 7x, and 12 into 1 is 12, so we have to write them in the product of 3x into 4x. This is equal to now in the first two terms 3x is common, 4x minus 1, again minus 1 is common, 4x minus 1. Here the digits were same, polynomials were same, only there was change in the sign, so we have taken minus 1 as a common. Now 4x minus 1 is common and 3x minus 1. These are the two factors of the given polynomial. Now if we go for by factor theorem, how we can solve with the factor theorem? Here my dear, in the a part it is 12, so it is quite easy that we should divide the entire equation with 12, so that our a becomes 1. So on dividing by 12, what we get? X square minus 7 by 12x plus 1 by 12. Now here a value is 1, b value is minus 7 by 12, and c value is 1 by 12. So we have to factorize this part. So what are the different factors for 1 by 12? It is certainly less than 1. So we will go for less than 1, and we can assume from here that 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4 and 1 by 6, 1 also. And these all values are possible in form of factors, and both positive as well as negative. So we have to check firstly with f 1. 1 square minus 7 by 12 into 1 plus 1 by 12. 1, if we take the LCM 12, 12 minus 7 plus 1, 13 minus 7, this is equal to 6 upon 12, which is not equal to 0. So it is not a factor. If we go for f, 1 by 12, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 whole square, 7 by 12, 1 by 2 plus 1 by 12, 1 by 4 minus 7 by 24 plus 1 by 12 8 minus 7, 1 by 24. This is also not equal to 0. So it is also not a factor. Now we will check at function at 1 by 3. Now it can be written as 1 by 3 whole square minus 7 by 12 into 1 by 3 plus 1 by 12. Now 1 by 9 minus 7 by 36 plus 1 by 12. LCM is 36, it is 4 minus 7 plus 3, and 7, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 minus 7, 0. So finally we got one value as a 0. So x minus 1 by 3 is a factor. Similarly, if we go for function of 1 by 4, 1 by 4 whole square minus 7 by 12 into 1 by 4 plus 1 by 12, 1 by 16 again it's 3 plus 4 7, 7 minus 7 0. Hence we have got, since this is a quadratic equation, only two roots are possible. So what are the two factors we can write for this is equal to x minus 1 by 3 and x minus 1 by 4. These are the two factors. If we simplify them, it will go as 3x minus 1 and 4x minus 1. Both are correct answer. Thank you. Here in the cubic polynomial we have to factorize, and our d part, that is alpha into beta into gamma, that is equal to minus 5. So what are the possible factors for 5? If we go for possible factors of minus 5 is equal to plus minus 1 and plus minus 5. So we will check with firstly function of 1 cube minus 3, 1 square minus 9 minus 5, and this is entire value is 1 minus 3 minus 9 minus 5. So this is not equal to 0. Now if we go for f minus 1, minus 1 whole cube minus 3 minus 1 whole square minus 9 into minus 1 minus 5. This is equal to minus 1, this is equal to minus 3, this is equal to plus 9, and this is equal to minus 5. Here you can see that 9 is in positive and other values are in negative. 5 plus 3, 8, 9, and this is equal to 0. So here, from here we can conclude that first point at f minus 1, the entire value of the given polynomial will become 0. So first factor is equal to x plus 1. Yes, this is highlighted because when the value is minus 1, the factor will be in positive, whereas it would have been a zeros, then it will be written as x minus 1. Now what we have to do? We have to divide the entire polynomial so that from cubic it becomes a quadratic, and we know how to factorize a quadratic equation by splitting the middle term. X cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. This question covers your everything. This is your factor theorem, this is your long division method, and the next will go, that will be your completing. The last part will be the splitting the middle term. X plus 1 will be divided with x square, x cube. Now sign is changed. This is minus 4x square minus 9x. Now minus 4x square minus 4x. Again sign will change. It is minus 5x minus 5. Now it will be divided by minus 5. Now it is completely divisible. This equation, x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5, can be written as divisor into quotient. That is equal to x plus 1 into x square minus 4x minus 5. Now we will factorize the second part, that is a quadratic equation, by splitting the middle term. X plus 1 x square, the product of a and c is 5, so we will split with 5 only. 5x plus x minus 5. X plus 1, again it will be common. X minus 5 in the first two terms, x minus 5. X plus 1, here it is x minus 5 is common, and last part is x plus 1. And finally it can be written as x plus 1 into x plus 1 into x minus 5. And this is the process. Step 1 says find the first factor using the factor theorem. After that you divide, you get a quadratic equation. After the quadratic equation, you split the quadratic equation and factorize this quadratic part. Finally, in a cubic polynomial you will get 3 different factors. Hence we have completed our exercise 2.4.